episode of Lights and Frames here at Camera
Yeah, the dude came in yesterday and he was like totally geeking out over that thing.
They're really good cameras. They're like the workhorses.
And that one's like perfect shape too.
I know mine is not in quite good condition. Mine has like cracks.
Cool.
Okay. The whole thing with this one is the reason they're called an RB is because they have a rotating back.
Mm-hmm.
So you can like switch orientations.
Rotate it, son.
So
So you don't have to rotate Beef Supreme.
Shut up. And see, in there you can get a meter for it.
Right. This is where your viewfinder is.
Mm-hmm. And then here.
Are you guys shooting now?
No. Well, yeah.
No.
Yes, shooting film or video.
Okay.
And
You know a lot about this? You could jump in and tell us something
Yeah.
cool
At the
about
moment,
I forgot how to
I'm
rotate
gonna have
it.
to really think about what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Before I get committed to
You're an upcoming episode.
Right.
I forgot how to rotate it.
There you
How do you
go.
rotate
Direct
these,
me.
Erwin? How
Huh?
do you rotate them?
Okay, this one here.
I'll direct you.
Oh.
John, do you makeup?
Oh, just
Like
yeah.
that. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then dark slide comes down. Right. And when you rotate, it changes the lines in there, right? So I'm going to go to vertical, and now I use the dotted lines for orientation.
Orientation.
Right. Okay.
You're special.
Very
You know
cool.
that.
Thank you.
She's accusing me of being on the short bus.
We all know the short bus is mine.
Professional SD. So what's the difference between this and the standard one?
Standard. I think this one is the standard one. There's a RZ. The difference is the RZ has an electronic shutter, and the RZ can do multiple exposures where this one can't.
Hmm.
And
Well, somebody
RZ,
was telling me
you can
this is
put
like the upgrade
digital.
to his, the professional SD, because he came in with one.
There is a 645.
Yeah. That's what he had.
The difference, the 645 is very compact, but you can't change backs. It's
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like the RZ
You can get
a
little
little
inserts,
better.
but you can't.
I like the Mamiya 645 personally.
It's certainly compact.
That's why I like them. So.
But an RZ, you can also put digital backs on and make it a digital camera.
The first
Nice.
one.
But no one can
I was
afford
like, I
any
like
of
the
that.
RZ.
Yeah, because it's like $30,000 or something.
$1 million.
But it really is.
Are you serious?
$2 million.
$3 million. All right, that's official now. That's going on the factual websites. You know that, right?
I think maybe 12,000. I don't know, actually. I don't.
How to
how to get it work?
make it happen.
Yeah. And this is what kind of camera?
This is a D7000.
D7000. The big boy. Somebody wanted to buy one of those today.
I wish we had them for sale.
Yeah.
I ordered it.
The D7000.
We called y'all first, bro. Trust me.
We did. We was gonna buy
We called y'all
it.
first. I was like, man.
Well, thank you for giving us a shot.
Figuring it out.
Yes, it won't do it in this, but if we go to some of the slightly more manual settings,
Extra priority, whatever.
then it'll be multiple exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can choose the number of shots you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So say we'll do 2 shots. I like having auto gain on because that'll automatically do its best to kind of balance the exposure.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do, then you have to hit OK to confirm it.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I take 2 photos, one of you, and I'm going to shoot one over here.
Oh, here's something else.
I don't know.
So then, well, it ghosted it. It didn't really come out like I was hoping, but you can kind of see that it overlaps.
Yeah, it did. It kind of ghosted it. Yeah. But how do you? Okay, so let's say if I used a. This is not it.
And the same thing with the.
So, but one of the ones where it'll split.
Yeah.
Same way essentially.
Yeah.
You would just have to have it locked down on a tripod,
Uh-huh.
and then you would do your first exposure blocking this side. Then you do your second exposure blocking the other side, and it'll put it all together.
Do you have any of those?
Hey, so I'm here today with Jim, who is one of our regulars, and he's also a great photographer. This is one of his pieces he did recently, and he brings them in, and we get the privilege of seeing a lot of his photographs. There's another one he just brought in. Get the light out of the shot there. and he's also done some portraits and stuff. And so, Jim, you do tell me a little about this. Is actually hand colored after the photo's done, right?
Yeah, this is a black and white photograph. Its origins, it comes from a traditional old camera.
Yeah.
And it's an old camera. It's called the Zeiss Icon, and the camera unfolds, and it takes roll film, and the film is medium format, which is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. That's in inches, and I use an enlarger, and I use photographic paper that I buy here.
Yeah.
And I use Ilford photographic paper, and it has more. It's called a warm tone paper. And anyway, this was processed in my dark room via an enlarger, and the photographic paper doesn't have a resin coating on it, the fiber-based paper. So they say it has a good tooth, the paper, so it accepts the oil paint. And I do use a Marshall oil paint. There is another paint that I occasionally use. It comes from France. I'm starting to run out of that though. But this is mostly Marshall oil paint.
That's so cool.
That I put on specific areas and
give it the highlights.
Yeah, I put the highlights.
You know, I wouldn't even be able to tell that was painted until you pointed it out.
Yeah.
I thought it was just that's how it looked in the photo. You know?
And the paint has a transparency to it, so you can kind of see through it also.
Yeah, that helps. Probably.
So as you do it, you put it on and then you take it off. And I do use cotton balls. I also use sometimes I use Q-tips also. And I also cut my own mat. And when you put a mat in a frame like this and you have more mat on the bottom, that's called it's being weighted.
Okay. So you usually do it like that, a little bit more weight on the bottom?
I tend to do it that way.
It looks good like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And I guess you could always add some, you know, stuff down here too later if you wanted to label it or talk about the photo or anything.
Yeah, most of my prints I'll actually hand sign the actual photograph.
Yeah. Okay,
and,
cool. That's awesome. Well, show me some of your other work too.
Oh, okay. This one right here was one of my customers, and she had this cat in the house, in her house, and I was a bit fascinated with the cat because I've never seen a cat that looked like this, and it seemed to be so interested in what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to get a photograph of it. And
is that a hairless cat, or what kind of cat is that? Let me get close to it here. Or is it just short hair? It's kind of a short hair looking cat. I don't know.
Yeah,
it does have hair, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe a minute amount of hair. Actually, the skin looks like it's leather.
Yeah.
And the paws on this cat seem to be so large. And
interesting looking.
Yeah, the camera that I used here was not a Holga.
Yeah.
Which has a plastic lens. The camera I used was a Woka, which is made by Holga, but it has a glass lens, and it's a little more. Has a little more sharpness to it.
Yeah.
But you still get the vignetting around the sides.
I see that, yeah. I actually like that effect in that picture, though. It looks good.
Yeah.
So I like vignetting.
And then again, once again, I weighted the photograph.
Yeah, on the bottom.
So she hasn't seen this yet. So.
Oh.
I think she probably get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
So I'll put this one back.
Okay.
All right. This one here of Dave, I had some film that I wanted to use up, so I had an 85mm lens on my Olympus camera, which uses 35mm film. So we stepped outside, and this is kind of what Dave did, and I kind of liked it, and I took the photograph. But this is a black and white photograph that was hand tinted also. And
yeah, I like it's real subtle, but if you get in closer, you can see the greens and the browns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
for some reason, I just I like it.
Yeah.
And I've had some other comments where other people like this photograph too.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's a good expression piece.
Yeah.
So.
So
okay.
This one is of, as you can see, the famous Irwin.
Yeah.
And of course he has his Leica camera here. So I feel I was lucky enough to get his photograph, and he stepped outside. And I do like the composition. I like these lines, and they're offset a little bit. And I like the fact that there's two children in this window here as the bus was driving by, and they look like kids, you know, under 10, and they seem to be interested in, you know, what's happening in the world outside. And anyway, this was taken with a film camera also. It was taken with a Rolly 35, which is the 35mm camera. and it's a rangefinder type camera. There's no mirror that flips up and down.
Yeah.
So it's from the lens right to the film, and
well, it gave a really nice shot. Yeah, it looks great.
yeah, I like the feeling of this inner city feeling about it.
Yeah.
And I did see the bus going by with the kids, and I
got good timing.
something about it that works for me. You know, I think it's good. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool, man.
All right.
Well, thank you for sharing.
All right.
Jim's work.
Yeah.
You probably sell all these now, right? For $1 million. I want that one. You sell these photos, or do you sell your work?
I have sold some things I've sold for
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
quite a bit of money. You know,
okay.
$250 a piece.
Well, how would somebody get a hold of you if they wanted to buy one of your photos?
Well, I am old school. I do use film. I don't really use a computer, so
yeah.
I need a
Yeah, don't,
more up to date as far as.
don't give out your phone number on this, but email or something like that would be a good way to get a hold of you.
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah, well, they can stop by the
website.
camera co-op and leave you a message. How about that?
Well, that's true.
There you go.
That's good.
Yeah. All right, that works.
Thank you.